everyone. I'm here now. Ain't that cool? I'm trying to get back into streaming, so we're doing this today. Yeah. I tried to put a thing that would make the audio sound less horrible and bad. And I think it's working. I also found, like, every time I open Twitch Studio, I find something that I haven't seen before because I'm dumb. I don't know. So, like, I finally noticed, oh, there's a thing for noise suppression and a thing to hear your audio. And I also just realized I've been using Twitch Studio instead of OBS for the past couple of streams. I meant to be using OBS because I had a different thing there, but I guess like a different layout that I used for a while, but I forgot and it's too late now. I don't really mind though. Like, this just means that the like starting soon and the little icon are slightly different, but I also am not sure if I want to keep the little guy in the corner that I have. I do like him. I think he's him. I do like the little icon, but I'm not sure if I want to keep it. Anyway, today I'm playing a Mortician's Tale because I was looking through the itch.io bundle for Ukraine, because I got that a while back, for games that were story driven, and I found this, and it's rated well, but I don't know anything else about it, so we're gonna play it today. I also like that they have different highlight colors. I think that's fun, but I think I'm gonna stick with the pink. And we'll get going. So, yeah. September 14th, 10:15 a.m. I have an email. Is it paused or is it? Oh, is it point and click? Okay. I like the little guy, I think. Okay. So I have other emails over here, but this is probably the one they want me to read. Alright. So, oh god, I forgot. Story-driven games mean I have to talk, and I haven't talked, like, all day, so my words are bad. From Matthew Jeffrey to Charlie. Welcome, Charlie. Nice to meet you. My name's Matthew, and I'm mainly going to be the man who delivers the bodies to you and helps with some of the more heavy lifting. Ever hear that joke about a hearse driver? I'll tell it to you when I come by in a bit. Looking forward to working together. I think you'll enjoy working here. Amy's a sweetheart, but she runs a tight ship. Nothing you can't handle, I'm sure. She wouldn't have hired you otherwise. Cheers and good luck. From Matthew, the funeral director. And then, oh, that's the response to the email that is down here. So, this is from Amy Rose to Rose and Daughter staff. Hello everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our new funeral director, Charlotte, or Charlie, as she told me she likes to be referred to. Charlie is a recent graduate who came highly recommended and is eager to begin her career here with us at Rose and Daughter's funeral home. Please take the time to make Charlie feel at home within our little family. We'll have a nice catered lunch this afternoon so we can all get to know each other a little better as well. Sincerely, Amy Rose, founder and director. Okay. I wonder... Also, there goes my microphone. Can I click on these? I can. Okay, we're just gonna read all the emails now. Never mind. Okay, so this is instructions from Amy Rose. Hello, Charlie. Well, you're new here, so it's probably best to explain where everything is. In your office/preparation room, you'll find your cremation station, cremulator station, embalming station, and obviously, since you're reading this email, your desk and computer area. I know you have experience working these stations, but please let me know if you have any questions. Good luck, you beautiful and smart babe, you. Okay, so this is from Jen Love to Charlie. I guess my subject lines to you should start being more professional now that we are business professionals. I can't wait to get your reply so I can see your fancy new email signature. I love that you were able to land this gig straight after graduating. It sounds super cool. I didn't even know mom and pop funeral homes were a thing until now. Guess it's just not something I really heard that much about. I should look more into this, learn more about your world and industry, because I said, you are now a very serious professional. Speaking of being a professional, my museum gig is amazing. I can't believe somebody paid me to move to London, and not London, I guess Oregon? Oh, Ontario, serial killer capital of Canada, to work in a museum. Like, take that, everyone who said I couldn't get a job with an art history degree. I'll tell you more about it when we Skype. My stories require you to see my face and that you hear my excellent British accent impersonation. Also, I signed you up for a funerals monthly newsletter. Consider it your graduation gift / I love you / I am super proud of you gift. Love you, love you, love you. Jen L. Music curator. Okay. So, today's tasks from Amy Rose. God, one more email, or two more, I guess, including this one. Hello, Charlie. Hope you settled in okay so far. Matthew should have dropped off your first body for you to work on. He said you were really friendly, and he's glad to have someone young and lively to work with. You'll get used to his sense of humor. Your first body is Miss Garcia, an elderly woman who died suddenly of a heart attack. The family asked for a closed casket funeral, so no embalming or body preparation is necessary. Family seems a bit more united than previous families we've dealt with. Strange how grief affects people differently. Perhaps having more time to say goodbye makes things a bit easier if that's possible. That being said, although you will not be embalming Miss Garcia, I do think it's important to take the time to clean her body. No one is going to see her body, but I like to encourage my funeral directors to do this out of respect for the deceased and their loved ones. You'll find Miss Garcia in the prep room. Okay, and then I don't like that my mouse is lagging. So this is special requests, so probably just from the family. Jeremiah, so I guess we should probably read this one first. Dear Amy, we're happy to be with the Rose and daughters for my mother's funeral. We understand that there are usually procedures that must be followed in these situations, but if you could kindly not embalm my mother, that would be greatly appreciated. And we will proceed with a closed casket for the service. I just know she wouldn't have wanted her death to have any negative impact on the environment, since she fought so hard to beat her heart disease and to live healthily. It would be a shame for her final moments to counter to the way she lived. Thank you for anything you can do to help us in this matter. Of course, we will happily oblige your request for no embalming and closed casket. I'll ensure our funeral director receives your request. Makes sense. Okay. Also, yeah, I wanted to check if there were any other. Okay. I wanted to read the last one. Damn. Okay. I'm also not sure, like, how appropriate. Like, this doesn't seem like bad for Twitch so far, but I am a little worried about it because I don't know why I didn't think of it before I started playing. But okay, this is the prep room where you will prepare bodies for burials and viewings. Because the body has requested a closed casket ceremony with no embalming, you are just going to clean the body. Okay. Oh my god. Why is this, like, kind of amusing? That's it, you're done. Miss Garcia will be sent to Mike, who will take care of dressing and putting her in the casket. It's time to go to Miss Garcia's funeral. You are responsible for taking care of the deceased body, but it is also important to pay your respects to their loved ones. Prepare to head to the funeral parlor. Well, that wasn't that bad. But I'm also like, how much else is there in this game? You know? I don't know. Oh, my office is, like, really right outside. Oh, you can talk to people. Okay. I wonder... I guess I'll talk to you first. I'm not sure who... I was wondering who the family was. I hate wearing pantyhose, my legs are so itchy, but it's always so cold in these funeral homes. I think I might actually miss those sweaters she used to knit for me now. Maybe it's these guys? She would have hated these paintings. She was so particular. Yeah, at least she doesn't have to see them, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Child. I'll go talk to these two. Yeah, I heard the family specifically said no embalming. I guess I thought it was mandatory, like required by law, but I guess not. Embalming weirds me out. Do those chemicals leach into the ground? Seems strange to be using a chemical that is known to cause cancer and putting it into the ground like that. Or into the sewer. That's That's what they must do with the leftover formaldehyde, right? Just pour it down the drain. At least embalming guarantees you won't be buried alive. Don't make me laugh right now. A child. Mommy, I'm hungry. When can we go? Oh, no shame. There's snacks right there. We usually don't small talk a lot these days. At least that's what I was always taught. Okay. Pay my respects. And I guess we just leave then. There's no exit to this room. Okay. October 11th, 10:09 a.m. Before I click, I'm gonna grab my charger. It's pulled up a thing on my screen. That's lovely. Don't do this though, actually. Okay, I know that I have an email. You can be quiet. Anyway, yeah, that's really annoying, actually. I grabbed my phone charger because I don't have a second monitor, so I have Twitch chat pulled up on my phone. Oh! There's the whole... that. Okay. Damn. Okay, I guess I can't go back to previous emails, which is really annoying. Okay. Well... I am so frustrated right now from Jennifer Valentine to Charlie. Amazing. Can I rant for just a second? I'm so tired of hearing strangers, colleagues, anybody, cough, male colleagues, cough, get on my case for wearing corsets. I wear them under my blazer and over a nice blouse, so it's not like I'm dressing inappropriately, even though dress codes are such sexist BS anyways. And I hate how their misogyny gets veiled in faux concern. Jen, I'm just worried you're damaging your body. You know what corsets do to livers, right? Corsets don't do anything to livers. They're definitely not hurting me as much as your condescension is hurting my head. Sorry, I'm a bit out of sorts right now. I'll send you another email in a little bit when I've cooled off a bit. I also do get frustrated about that. I don't know a lot about fashion, but I have watched... I watch a lot of YouTube, and I did end up watching some fashion history YouTube, and I know not everything on YouTube is true, but I do understand that it's not one way or the other of either corsets are the worst and hurt and everyone and are just the worst invention known to man, and they do nothing, and you can lace, like, you can't lace them as tight as you want. It would not be good. This is probably gonna go more into it. Yeah, so, okay, let me explain this in a bit more detail. A colleague and I were discussing the tight lacer's liver specimen we have here in the museum. It's from a woman who died in 1907, and the liver is tapered inward from what the doctor leading the autopsy believed was too tight lacing on her corset. It's fascinating because it's kind of a controversial topic. Tight lacing was super popular, and while people associated it with fainting or hysteria, sigh, it's actually been associated with visceroptosis, which is when organs fall to the lower part of the abdomen, right? Which is super unsettling, but can also be caused by getting pregnant. So, TLDR, corsets probably messed up some bones, but likely didn't do this kind of internal organ damage. And I'm tired of the condescension about my wardrobe that also implies I don't know what I'm doing. These are the kind of things I specifically research, and yet I'm treated like I know nothing about. I'm having a day, Charlie. Yes, because I hate when people think that they know more than the person who's, like, actually involved in the subject. Like, I was watching a stream yesterday, and they were talking about how video games are, like, and the ethics of pirating and pirating music and pirating video games, and the streamer who has worked on making video games before, I think, and knows a lot more about it than the average Twitch chat person, was like, no, you shouldn't, like, pirate things. And it's one of those things where you would assume that it's not a, like, thing that you would want to argue about, but people love to tell people that people love to tell other people they're wrong, even if they know much less. It's rambling now. Okay. Back to the funeral game. Jesus. Hi, Amy. Peas? Hi, Amy. Please pass along our deepest thanks to you and your staff for the wonderful job they did with our mother's funeral. It was really lovely. Our family so rarely gets together. It was nice seeing everyone come out for such a beautiful service. My son never gets to see his family. Also, it was incredibly kind of you to let us bring our own food in. Getting to share home-cooked meals, sharing stories, being there together, it meant a lot. So what I'm saying is it was nice for everyone to be there like that, together in that way. And I know how much of that was due to the work of your staff, especially your funeral director. Thank you for making this difficult time easier for all of us. Just passing this message along. Thanks for the hard work, Charlie. That's really sweet, actually. Death is... I've been to a few funerals recently. One in the past year and a half. This game might make me cry. A story about death. Hey there, Charlie. I was driving around the other day, taking our clients on their last trip around town, and I was thinking, strange, I know. Did I ever tell you the first time I went to a funeral? I was a teenager about to start university, and a friend of mine was killed in a car accident, totally out of the blue. Really tragic stuff, messed me and my friends up real good. But so, the big day, we all got into our best suits and dresses and packed ourselves into a few cars. There were a lot of us, so we had at least 3 different cars full of us, like clown cars, While we're in the procession, going to the cemetery, somebody in our car got a phone call from a friend in a different car. Turns out some asshat driver who doesn't know not to get in the way of a procession drove through the intersection and smashed right into our friend's car. Nobody was hurt, thank God, but can you imagine getting that call? Anyway, one of my friends in the same car as me, the one that got the phone call, hung up and started laughing, just laughing her ass off in that way that makes you not sure if they're really just crying or if they've gone fully off the deep end. And then she laughed, and then we all started giggling, because, like, go figure. Life is messed up sometimes, There's no moral, no point to that story, I guess. I just remembered that story I wanted to tell you, because we work with death all the time, and I still sometimes get caught off guard by what that actually means. Oh, before you get any ideas, this has nothing to do with why I became a funeral director. That decision came totally later, and is nothing unremarkable. Somebody has to do it, and I have a strong stomach, so why not? I'll see you in a bit, Charlie. That's sad. Oh, here's the subscriber thing that I got signed up for by my friend. Okay. So what to wear when you're attending a funeral from a different culture, from Funerals Monthly. We all know everyone wants to be respectful of funerals. Don't talk too loudly, be kind, smile, and refrain from making inappropriate jokes, at least around the grieving family. Hey, sometimes people do need a bit of pick-me-up during such hard times. Who are we to judge? And a big part of that is knowing what to wear. Roman Catholic funerals tend to lean more to the formal black attire rule, and it works for us. Did you know this goes back to the days of the Roman Empire, where people would wear black as a symbol for mourning? Black isn't universally the symbol for mourning, though, and if you're attending a funeral that is from a culture that is not your own, it's important to understand this. Some colors have different meanings, and despite your best intentions, the wrong choice can mean accidental offense. I want to believe that all of this is true, but I would also look it up before taking any of this as fact. But this is very interesting. For example, in Hinduism and in Chinese cultures, white is a typical color for funerals. For Islam, though, it is less about the color you are wearing and more about how modestly you are dressed. Refrain from wearing any elaborate jewelry and be respectful of your behavior. For Sikh, I believe that's pronounced Sikh, but I could be wrong. Funerals, color of the clothing is important as it is isn't as important as is dressing modestly and being able to appropriately sit cross-legged. Why are words so difficult today? Actually, being respectful is just the number one rule for any funeral, no matter what, really. Remember that, and please don't hesitate to ask what is and isn't appropriate to wear. If you are intending to support a friend, family member, or partner, this day is not about you, so be sure to do whatever you can to be as respectful and supportive as possible, even if that means not wearing what you're used to wearing at a funeral, or even if it just means asking how you can appropriately show your respects. That's a good message. I am gonna read this webpage before I go to this one, because that's the one that is gonna send me out in the way. So I just kind of want to skim this. So about Rose and Daughters. Rose and Daughters Funeral Home was founded by my grandparents back in 1956. The Rose family has proudly served the area since then, providing personal, affordable funeral services for all. I'm proud to have carried on my family's business for the last 36 years, working with the best and brightest funeral directors and grief counselors. I'm assuming that means counselors in the area. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you've recently experienced a loss and would like us to help you through this hard time. So they have open casket, closed casket, cremation, direct burial, direct cremation. So those ceremony. Also offer custom packages to suit every budget and need. That is nice. Okay. Hi Charlie, here are the instructions for your next body. You did a remarkable job on the first one. The family was very happy with you. No small feat, of course. Pleasing a grieving family isn't exactly the most comfortable of jobs. Your next client is a man named Mr. Duval, an elderly man, died of old age. Nothing fancy, just a standard funeral with embalming. You can reach out to his daughter Lizzie Duval if you have any questions. She's handling her father's passing as well as can be expected. As always, please don't hesitate to ask me any questions. P.S. Charlie dear, please remember to wear proper embalming gear. Formaldehyde is extremely dangerous. I know I don't need to tell you, but my maternal instincts are hard to ignore. I promise I won't mother you too much. Well, just a little. Ask Matthew, he knows. Alright. So, I am now in scrubs. Excellent. I feel like I shouldn't, have coffee in here, you know? Okay. Traditional burials typically require embalming, which preserves the body and prevents it from decomposing as quickly. Unless the family requests otherwise, all traditional burials will use embalming. Let's start by cleaning the body. Sponge. It's interesting, though, because I don't know anything about funerals, actually, or embalming. I assume normal people. I assume normal people don't really know much about embalming, but I don't. The eyeballs deflate once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag an eye cap into each eye socket to give it shape. That's scary. Oh, to keep the eyes shut, you'll need to glue them. Click and drag the glue onto each eye to shut it. I don't like that. The mouth sags and hollows once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag a cotton ball into the mouth to give it shape. To keep the mouth from opening, you'll need to suture it shut. Click and drag the needle and thread over the jaw to close it. What the hell? Why did I not know this? Okay. Click and drag the lotion over the body to moisturize it. This prevents the skin from drying out. See, you put a cotton ball in someone's mouth and you drag it shut. Or you sew it shut. That's a little bit scary. The noise on that is unpleasant. Embalming involves removing blood and replacing it with preserving chemicals. Click and drag the scalpel over the neck to make an incision. See, I know that they do take the blood out, or at least you're gonna need a tube for draining the blood. Quick click and drag the tube and drag it into the neck incision. Okay. Click on the cannula and drag it onto the I thought that was like carotid, but it says carotid. I don't think that's right. Anyway, artery. This is how you'll get the preserving chemicals into the bloodstream. Where's the carotid artery? Oh, okay. Now you'll need to connect the embalming machine into the cannula. Grab some additional tubing and drag it to the cannula. Okay. Oh. Okay. Click the button on the embalming machine to turn. Massage them through the body. Interesting. See, yeah, I knew they put embalming fluid. I just didn't realize that they, you know, glued the eyes shut and sewed the mouth shut. It makes sense in retrospect, but I never thought about it. You learn something new every day. Okay, great. Now let's sew up that incision. Click and drag the needle and throw it over the incision to close it. Yeah. Almost done. You'll need to drain the organs of any remaining fluids. Click on the trocar and click and hold on the abdomen until all the liquid has been drained. Frightening. I mean, again, makes sense. You have a lot of fluid in your body, but I just didn't expect that. Oh my god, that's so much. Oh, was I just not holding it down long enough? Ah, okay. And you're done. Mike will take care of Mr. Duval's makeup, as well as dressing him and putting him in the casket. It's time to attend the funeral. Alright. Cool. Immediately get out of the scrubs and go to the funeral. Okay. More time to talk to people. Guess we'll just go diagonal across the room. Came out of nowhere. I mean, it always sort of does, doesn't it? Yeah, 1 minute you're laughing, having fun, and then the next, poof, that person is gone. Just, like, gone. Yeah, it's weird to think about it for too long. Like staring at the sun. I start to feel fuzzy when I think about it. So weird how our bodies just stop working like that. Yeah. It is weird. Death is weird. So strange not seeing most people wearing white. White? That was in the email. Yeah, I think it's different for different family members. I can't remember, but I haven't gone to many traditional funerals. So mostly white, but like definitely not red, no matter what. Probably because blood. Makes sense. He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park, play catch. He loved playing catch. Ugh. He threw a mean curveball, that's for sure. Huh. It's a short conversation. Humming to himself. Okay. Is there anything else that I can click on in here? I guess just the casket, huh? It's a fancy casket. It's like solid gold. I don't know if that's like disrespectful. I don't know. It's an interesting game to be playing for sure. So I'm just, oh, that's what that is. It's just like cleaning stations and stuff. Okay. I like the little skulls on the warning sign. Okay. So, more things. From Lizzie Duvall. Hi, Amy. Thank you for the wonderful evening you and your staff put together for my father's funeral. He wasn't always an easy man to get along with, but I'm glad to have seen him off in such a kind way. Passing on the love. Thank you. More from our bestie, Jen Love. Let's go. Okay. Charlie, I was doing some reading. I know, you hate it when I try to give you dating advice, but hear me out. There's this dating site that's specifically for people working in the death industry. Okay, so maybe I'm a little worried for you. You haven't mentioned anybody new since the breakup of 2014. We will never speak of again after this moment. What year is this either? Because, like, I noticed on the other screen it's only saying the, like, date and not the year. But, like, Skype has not been used at least since 2020 because everyone used Zoom. I don't know. Anyway, okay. But you're always saying how tired you get of people being scared to ask about your day, so maybe meeting somebody in the industry isn't the worst idea. Just promise me you'll consider it, okay? It's harder for me to make sure you're seeing sunlight when I'm all the way across the ocean. I know you look like a babe with pale skin and witchy gothic aesthetics are super hot right now, but vitamin D is still a good thing. Mom ran over. I'm going to try it out because turns out people get super scared off when you tell them you work in a museum filled with dead bodies. Do you know how not interesting other people find teratomas? Charlie, I didn't know we were this weird to outside people. I've been spoiled for having a best friend who is as much of a weirdo as I am. Amazing. Miss you, let's grab a bottle of wine for our next Skype date. P.S. If you sign up for Dead Meat, isn't that the best name for a death industry dating website? Tender rules apply. You have to like me if you come across my profile or whatever. I'm not sure how it works just yet, though. Amazing. Alright. Okay. Paycheck coming late, sorry. I'm assuming this one came first. That's 1:43 a.m. Hold on. That's at 5 a.m., but she's in London. I just realized that time is off. Hey Matthew, this is embarrassing, but it seems I've miscalculated some of our income and don't have enough to pay you this week. Would it be terribly inconvenient if I cut you a check for next week instead? If you need the money urgently, please let me know. I feel terrible about the whole thing, and I can cut you a check from my personal account if need be. I'm so sorry about this. I assure you it won't happen again. Okay. I don't like the look of this, not one bit. I know you've only been with us for a few months, but maybe you're aware of some of the trouble Amy has been having. A small mom and pop shop like Rose and Daughters can't compete with the bigger guys. Anyway, don't tell Amy I sent this to you. Also, I'm starving, so I'm going to grab some fast food before taking the hearse through the car wash. 2 birds, 1 stone, and swinging back to the home. Do you want anything? A beef and cheddar? I'm going to take the hearse through the drive-thru, of course. It freaks people out. I love it. They get so awkward. Let me know I'm heading out in 15 minutes. Oh. I don't actually know what time it is right now, so I can't really check, but I wonder if the numbers change. I haven't checked, but I'll just like take a note of it this time. It's 6,000 for this one, 4,000, 1,700. Because I thought they said something like 8,000 last time, but I'm not sure why they'd be going. I guess, if they're going down, that means they can get more business from. Because it's harder to work as a, how do you call it? Like a smaller store. I don't know. I hope you get what I mean. Okay. Okay. If you've been a long-time subscriber to our email... Also, this is LGBTQ Funerals Respect, and I think that's cool. I like that they've just put this in the game. Like, I mean, I don't know. Gay rights, trans rights, happy pride, everyone. Anyway, let's talk about the death game. But no, it is important for everyone to be respected at their funeral and otherwise. So anyway, if you've been a long-time subscriber to our emails or follow us on social media, you've no doubt heard about the misgendering that transgender people are at times subjected to during their funerals. There have been notable situations where trans women have had their wishes overruled by their families and have had their hair cut are buried under the wrong names and are subjected to the wrong pronouns in their obituary announcements. We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person with the same level of compassion, respect, and care. And this absolutely extends to pronouns and respecting the deceased wishes as per their lived experiences. I got like actual like chills from reading that, and I know that it's not like it's one of those things that you should be like, oh yeah, that makes sense to respect people after they've died, to respect what they wanted in their life, but a lot of times that doesn't happen, and I don't know. I never really considered it, so it's interesting to me. That aside, I know I'm like being, I don't know, weird. The CDC's Funeral Director's Handbook on Death Registration and Fetal Death Reporting offers the fraught directive. Enter male or female based on the observation. Do not abbreviate or use other symbols. Sex cannot be determined after verification with medical records. Inspection of the body or other sources. Enter unknown. Do not leave this item blank. Leaving it up to observation obviously enters into a world of issues since bodies can be so different. Because of this ingrained bias, people can draw incorrect assumptions based on their own inaccurate observations. California has passed what is known as the Respect After Death Act, which states that the death certificate must reflect the deceased's gender identity as they lived it. So a step in the right direction. That is really important. I do not live in California, and people who are trans deserve the same respect and death that people who are cisgender receive. Misgendering in death takes away this respect. It can also inflict hurt and trauma on spouses and friends that survive the deceased. So what can we do as funeral directors? Listen to the people who come into your office. In America especially, some marriages may not be recognized as legal depending on the laws around same-sex marriage. But this doesn't mean that you're not dealing with two people who have loved each other in the same way as another couple. Listen, learn, and always be respectful. While you have to work with the next of kin, your duty is also to ensure the deceased receives the utmost respect in their burial. If a funeral is to honor the deceased, then do that. Honor them. That is, yeah. Okay. Anyway, today's funeral is for a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just a standard cremation. Great. Okay. Well, cremation time. I haven't done that yet. Before we cremate Miss Hall, we need to prepare her body. Miss Hall's family brought jewelry and clothing for her to wear. It's important to remove these before cremation process as to not damage them. Let's start by removing her necklace. Click and drag the necklace and place it on the purple tray. We will place it in the urn with Miss Hall's remains later. Interesting. I don't know why I assumed they couldn't they could just put it through the fire. It's probably not a good idea. Okay. We need to be able to identify Miss Hall's remains after she's been cremated. Click and drag the round identification tag and place it in the coffin. So I do know about this. Great, Miss Hall is all set to be cremated now. Yeah, the funeral I went to was a cremation. I didn't go to the funeral home, but my mom did. And they had the little tag, which is also just interesting to me. You just put a little tag in it. I don't know. This is the cremulator. Contrary to popular belief, cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash as so much as bone fragments. Using the cremulator will break down these bone fragments into ash-like remains. Let's start by placing the urn in the cremulator. Click on the urn and drag it into the cremulator under the nozzle. Like a little ice cream machine. That's so disrespectful, but sorry. Click and drag the bone fragments and place and drop them into the top of the cremulator. Oh, that glitched out. Oh. I shouldn't do that. That's like very disrespectful. But I love the physics in this. That's so funny. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. Now that all the bones have been processed, click and drag the urn back onto the counter. Make sure to put Miss Hall's necklace back into the urn. Click and drag the necklace and drag it into the urn. That's just instructions. What? Ah, don't forget the tag. Last step, put the lid on. All done. Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside sunflowers. Cool. Pot. Wait, can I go back to the desk now? I didn't really think about that. Oh, it me. Okay. I like the little... I like that. Okay. I can't believe I just, like, gave up on the first email after. Well, I don't know. I thought I would be able to see it the next day. Alright, talking time. Over the food table first. This is nice in a weird way. She'd like that we're all together here talking. She always tried to keep the family together. Food is delicious. I know that's weird, but these crab cakes are perfect. You gotta be able to find pleasure in things, even at a funeral. You know, it sucks, but you can cry and also enjoy the food. That's allowed. Glad she was cremated and not in an open casket or something. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have. At least we all got to say goodbye. She would have liked that. She would have hated this music. She never wanted her funeral to be sad. She would have wanted us all smiling. She said so. I remember, actually, my well, I don't remember because I don't think I was born yet, but like my great-grandfather's funeral or something, he specifically threw a party, like a barbecue, for his funeral because he wanted people to be happy, and that's, I don't know, it's interesting. She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up, not once. So I can leave now, but I can go back. Do they say anything else? No. Okay. Interesting. I'm still trying to figure out everything that I can do in this game, you know? Alright, so we skipped January. We had December 1st. Okay. Oh no! Oh no! Okay. That's different. Anyway. Okay. News about the future of Rose and Daughters. Hi all, it is with a very heavy heart that I write to let you know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business. I had no idea. There's a bug outside my window. I had no idea how to start this email, and resources I googled told me that this would be the best and easiest way to break the ice. Be direct but remorseful, Google said. I thank you, Amy, for telling us that. The truth is, I don't really know what to say. Since my father passed away, I've done my best to make Rose and Daughters warm and friendly to anyone who chose to use their services. It was my memorial to him, the original Rose, in a lot of ways. And you've become like my family. You've all become like my family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition. But it's been getting harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood, and I'm finding less and less like I have the energy for this business. There's a lot of competition from other funeral homes, larger corporations than we are, that can take on more business and offer more impressive services. You know the way it goes. So we've been bought, or I sold. Either way, soon, Hillside Heritage Enterprises Incorporated, a company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country, will replace Rose and Daughters starting from the beginning of the next month. Same building, same name. They're keeping the name Rose and Daughters Funeral Home for tax purposes. Though honestly, I'm trying hard not to just see it as a move on their part to keep their image to keep up the image that it's a family-run business. I don't know how I feel about that, but I also don't know if there's anything I can do at this point either. I've signed the papers. At least my father's legacy is still intact somewhat. They have a good reputation and have agreed to keep you all on. That was one of my stipulations. I would sell as long as you all weren't without a job. Sorry I didn't tell you in a more personal way. I would have loved to have a company lunch, but admittedly, I didn't have the heart to tell you in person. This was easier for me. Please understand. That's so sad. I don't know. I mean, because I don't have a lot of experience with funeral homes, obviously, but even in the general kind of things just getting bought up by bigger corporations, always kind of a sad thing. I don't know. I say that like it's a big revelation. It's not, but I don't know. Whatever. Hi, Amy. I am so eternally grateful that you were able to accommodate our request for my sister's funeral. It was a beautiful service and she would have been happy with it. That's such a weird thing to say, isn't it? Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Charlie, I thought you'd like to see this. Okay. Okay. So this is an email at 3:44 a.m. from Ryan Garcia to Amy Rose, titled, I don't know what to do. Hi, Amy. I know this email might be a bit odd, but you said if I was ever having troubles, I should reach out, and you would know somebody I could talk to about all of this. I don't know what to do now. I know my grandmother had lived a full, good life and was very happy, and that she's not in any pain now, but I feel empty, Amy, and I've never felt this empty before. What am I supposed to do now? I thought I was stronger than this. Can you refer me to someone to talk to? I don't want to freak out my mom right now. She's dealing with enough with work and the will and trying to just be the best mom she can. I just need somebody to tell me that it'll be okay. Thank you, and I'm sorry for being an inconvenience. So this is, I believe, from the first woman, Miss Garcia. Yeah, the last one was Miss Hall. This is a new person. Okay. I thought I would forward this to you. In situations like this, we typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counselor or other professionals who can really help them. Sometimes we get emails like this where people who don't know where else to turn. It's difficult, and family isn't always the most reliable for some people. Usually I would be happy to connect him, but I'm feeling a little tired today. Not my usual self, and it would be good for you to start building these kind of relationships on your own. You're a treasure, Charlie. Charlie. So this is February 14th. Oh, this is February 14th, yes. So this is before that happened. Interesting. Okay, so this must be what the others have it. Okay, Charlie, I've been playing a new game when things are slow at work. It's called Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Get it? Get it? It's like Minesweeper, but way harder. Like, seriously, it's really, really difficult. And I thought my Minesweeper game was on point after working that overnight front desk job at that hotel for 3 years, but I must have gotten rusty. Anyway, instead of mines, you want to avoid graves so you don't disturb the adorable ghost. The main character also kind of looks like you. Want to start a healthy competition? High score gets to pick the restaurant we go to when one of us is in town next. I love this, but also if I did this with my IRL friends, my best friend is the most competitive person on the planet, and I would lose every time, and then I would never get to pick anything. But I do like, what is this? I guess a 0? Oh. What? Are they new? I don't know what the things mean. Unless, oh, is that a 2? So, see, I know Minesweeper. We're gonna sit here and I'm gonna play Minesweeper for a little bit, y'all. Those two are both. That's not. also not apparently going to talk at all while playing Minesweeper. No, but I'm good with this game. It is interesting though because these symbols, I don't know what they mean yet. So, we figure it out as we go. So that one's definitely 2. That one's 1. But I don't know what that means. I assume 3. Yeah, okay. So the little upside down horseshoe is 3. It is also a bit difficult to look at. Like, it's all the same color, so... I mean, I guess Minesweeper is usually all the same color, but my eyes don't like this a lot. It's clear. So that's 4. That might be 5 then. Because it does look like a 4, but I was like, that's definitely not actually going to be 4, because... Gamesman. I'm a gamesman, in case you all didn't know. That's 3. I'm a little stuck. See, the purple's like making my eyes do badly. So 2 of those 3. Only that one has to be, and then 1 of those 2 is clear. I know I'm not saying anything of value right now. If I was playing this on my own, it'd probably be better, but I'm not. So you all will have to listen to me say nothing. So 1 of those 2 has to be. So only 1, so that one has to be. That was what? Ah, shit. Well, what's the competition anyway? Highest score. There's no score. Okay. Back to the actual game. I'm gonna play that in my free time. It's just Minesweeper, but, you know. Okay. Keep on protecting Earth with green burials. You've lived your life mindful of the environment, doing your part to reduce pollution and generally help out where you can. So why not continue doing that even in death? At least that's the thinking for a lot of people who are turning to green or natural burials. Don't forget to hydrate, everyone. I have to drink water because mouth bad, word bad. Water help. Alright, natural ceremonies are becoming more popular and are focused on a few rules. Mainly it's that the bodies aren't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals that can damage the environment, and bodies must be buried in a biodegradable shroud or casket. Not only is this better for the environment, it's also cheaper. At Union Cemetery in Ontario, Canada, a natural burial is just over $1,000. Why is that not in Canadian dollars? Are Canadian dollars, or do they have a different symbol? I don't actually know. Anyway, so better for the people and the environment, maybe, just maybe, not so good for big business. Let's not forget, people, this is still a business after all. But really, why go green? Green burials help preserve natural resources, work to reduce carbon emissions, protect the health of those preparing bodies, and reduce/preserve natural habitats. Embalming fluids tend to contain formaldehyde, and funeral directors report a higher incidence of leukemia. Interesting. Going green and not using toxic chemicals for embalming helps protect the funeral directors, while at the same time lessening the impact we have on the environment after we're gone. We here at Funerals Monthly think green burials are pretty cool. What do you think? Reply and let us know. I've actually thought about that a lot because I do think I want to have a green burial. Oh, hold on. Everyone stop what you're doing immediately. I have just something that I need to check on real quick. It's not actually that big of a deal. I just wanted to I'll take a quick break actually. It's not I was just talking about how I think green burials are cool, but I can talk about that when I get back. Okay, I return. I'm in the middle of a game. I don't know. It's like a Discord thing. But we'll go back to play game. No more brain. No more brain. So yeah, green burials. I don't want to be embalmed. I think that would be nasty. So it's like, also, I'm a young little freak. And I'm hoping I don't die anytime soon. So I don't really have to worry about it right now, but I think my parents know anyway. Okay. Hi Amy, you asked if there are any special instructions we wanted to pass along. Just please cremate my father. He has a pacemaker too. The doctor told me that would need to be removed. Please see the note below about the pacemaker. Yeah, my grandma had a pacemaker. I think, I don't actually know much. Okay, Mr. Reyes came directly from the hospital, so we don't have to worry about removing any valuables from him, as the family did not provide any for us to include. However, Mr. Reyes has a pacemaker that we'll need to remove before cremation. Because they're batteries, they'll explode in the hot heat of the cremation machine, and we definitely don't want that. Cool. So it's just like right there. Oh, lovely. I'm gonna stop reading all of the text because I realized that could be a little bit annoying. Okay. And it's just like instructions. I'll read the emails though. I need to clean my keyboard. I just realized I got stuff in it. First, and then again the bone physics. That bone is floating. That bone does not exist. Oh, here it is. Alright, and there it goes. Off to the thing. Oh, that's not a pot. That's the embalming. Okay, I'm a little fool. Did you ever end up clearing the air with your father? No, we talked a few times, but no, not really. He sounded like a difficult man. He was stubborn. That's just it. Stubborn. Yeah. People are stubborn. What do you want to do? I keep saying things that like sound like they're supposed to mean something, and they don't. I don't know. I guess I've never really had anyone pass away. I mean, my grandfather, I just didn't really know very well. I wish I had, but there was never any kind of argument. That's always something you see in movies, but I've never like actually had like someone who suddenly passed away after having a huge argument, you know? What do you want to do after this? It's a pretty nice out. Let's change and go find a patio somewhere. Sounds good. I could really use a beer right now. Hey, did I ever tell you the time we tailgated? I I wonder if he ever liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know. He never seemed like he really cared if I was there or not. I mean, this person had a pacemaker, so typically that's older folks, and also, people usually die when they're older. So I wonder what she's talking about. Did he have a wife? Did he have a family? I assumed that one of his kids was taking care of the funeral for him, but I always told him to quit smoking, but of course he never listened to me, so that figures. Yeah. It's interesting, though. I don't actually know half the time. What I'm supposed to be adding, I guess. February 28th. Interesting. I know there's an email. Jesus. I hate the noises like that. Like notifications that don't shut up. God, they bother me. I threw my phone across the room once when that happened. When I got like several notifications in a row because I have so much anxiety. Anyway, I wanted to thank you for the service the other month and apologize if I was abrupt. It was kind of a shock to me and I didn't feel comfortable with the whole process. He wasn't supposed to die yet. It hasn't been easy. Excuse me. It's not appropriate. Anyway. Mushrooms! Cool. You hate mushrooms so much. I found the perfect thing for you. Thank you, Jen Love. Alright. Let's see what our bestie has to say. I've been thinking about death. I know, shocker, look at what you've done to me. I think I want this mushroom suit. No, it's not called that, but I can't remember the name of it, and I'm writing you on my phone so I don't feel like Googling it right now. Anyway, the idea is that it's a biodegradable suit that the deceased wears. It's made with what people call a biomix, i.e. mushrooms and other microorganisms that help to decompose bodies, neutralize toxins in the body, and provide nutrients in the soil for the plants. I think this one company even offers casket liners for use in green caskets. I think this is what I want. It'll be just like Hannibal. Wait, don't tell people I said that, okay? But seriously, it's pretty cool. I love all the death innovation happening. We might as well do something while we're in the ground, you know? Love you. Think about it and let me know your thoughts. I want all of your thoughts. If it's not this, then maybe I'll have my ashes made into jewelry, but seriously, I'm probably gonna do this. There's no harm in planning ahead, am I right? Yeah, see, I've always thought about it and like, maybe I want a tree or flower garden or something above my grave because there are a lot of, there are a lot of nutrients in the body. Like, I'd like to grow into something after I'm dead, you know? I think that sounds cool. In a weird way. Oh, this is back up. I do want to click on it, actually. Okay, the prices are the same. I just was foolish. Okay. Welcome back. Now, we rarely do listicles here, but for this month's newsletter, we thought a listicle would be the best way to deliver this month's advice. What not to say at a funeral. We know figuring out the right thing to say to a grieving friend can be extremely difficult, and since that's such a personal issue, it's hard to give specific advice. Some things will be comforting to other people. But fortunately, we can deliver a little bit more solid advice on what not to say to someone who is grieving. So here it is. Funerals, monthly top 5 things not to say at a funeral. At least they're no longer suffering. Even if this is true, nobody wants to hear this. It's probably not your place to dictate. Who wants to be told the death of somebody they love is for the best? Like I said, even if it's true, don't be that jerk and just don't say it. I wouldn't say this to someone myself, but I don't mind being told it that much. I suppose it is definitely better if you are closer to the deceased because you know if they were actually suffering. If they kind of passed away in their sleep, then it's different, I think. I don't know, but even then, like, I had a great-grandfather, I think, who passed away in his sleep because he was very, very old, and we kind of talked about it like, well, he kind of said himself he didn't really want to live to be that old. You get old and you can't really do anything, and it's frustrating. And there is a kind of comfort in knowing that when he passed, he didn't have to live in that old body anymore, you know? But I'm not sure. Were they saved? No religious statements, just don't. Why? Because not everyone agrees with your religious views, and not only is it not always comforting, it can also be insulting. That is a weird way to phrase that. Even if my entire family was religious, I would not say that, because it's just a weird phrasing. I didn't even know that was something people said. They're with the angels now. See the above note, then rinse, repeat. Yeah, I'm not really fussed about that one, but personally I wouldn't like hearing it. I know you all really care, but let me know how I can help. This one is tricky. You want to help, but those mourning won't always ask for help. If you want to help, suggest specific things. For example, I'm free if you need someone to babysit the kids. Actions are better than passive statements. Cook something for them. Take them to their favorite restaurant or buy tickets to see a movie together. Yes. Not to get into shit, but my dog actually passed away a couple weeks ago, and I wish someone had made me spend time with them, forced me to go out and hang out with them. Even now, it's still weirdly lonely around the house, you know? And I think that's one of those things that, outside of the aspect of grief, if you want to hang out with people, you have to orchestrate it yourself, or you have to organize it yourself, because people less and less are actually bothering to do things like that, and you kind of have to influence it in other people so they suggest it in the future. But it is annoying and kind of sad that sometimes it'd be like that, you know? Okay. I know how you feel. Even if you think you do, everyone grieves differently. Don't focus this on yourself. Empathy doesn't involve having to commiserate. Sometimes people will want to hear your experiences, but don't assume they will. Ask first. For a quicker version of this list that can be applied in any situation, don't say stuff just for the sake of saying stuff. Say, I'm sorry if you don't know what else to say. That makes sense. But yeah. Again, I know how you feel with my dog passing away. Kind of pissed me off because they didn't know my dog. You don't know someone's parents or grandparents when they pass away. You don't. I mean, I think it's interesting because when my parents have had their parents pass away, not both of them, but like both parents have had one parent pass away. So I think that helped them to have each other. It was at different times, but still, like, the second time it happened, it was good. But I think that also worked because they knew each other's parents. They'd been married for years. So I think it is interesting how you may have lost someone, even the closest person, but you didn't lose the same person. You losing your grandma isn't the same as someone else losing their grandma. they lost your grandma. No. This isn't funny. This isn't like anything. I'm just saying the words now. So, interesting. Okay, cool. Charlie, I was hoping you wouldn't have to confront the situation yet. Anyways, they're not easy. Rose and Daughters has been asked to prepare the body of a young man who took his own life. He had a will prepared and asked for cremation, but the family has demanded a traditional burial instead. Fortunately, he didn't make anyone his power of attorney or didn't have any witnesses sign his living will or his advance directive regarding these wishes. So his family is legally in the right to do whatever they want with his body. It's unfortunate, but we have to do as the family wishes. Matthews graciously offered to take this on if you are uncomfortable with the subject. Instead, we have a second body that you can prepare for a funeral we're hosting later in the afternoon. Charlie, is this suicide just something you're comfortable dealing with? Let me know. I'm here if you need me. I am going to skip this one. I might watch someone else do it later, but I don't think I can do it myself. Especially this email is pissing me off. I do like that his profile picture is holding a fish, though. But this is, no, I'm going to move on. Sorry about that. Jesus Christ. Open casket funeral. Let's start by cleaning the body. Sorry, that just kind of shocked me. It makes sense that, I mean, I don't even know. I don't know if it makes sense to put that in this game. I mean, it is something that happens, but I still am confused why they would put it in. You know? It's interesting. I do like games that have realism, that are realistic, that deal with tough shit. I do think that's important. But I also, wonder about it, why it's necessary, what you gain from that experience. I guess this is a story-driven game. There isn't much game otherwise, so it does give you a story. Sorry, I just skipped through that. She's no longer suffering in pain. Yeah, she's in a better place now. She was too good for this world. Okay, thanks, Aunt Sandy. So those are all the things that they said not to say in the email, which I think is a little amusing. I haven't cried since she died. Not once. How's Anna crying and not me? I'm the one who lost a parent. Quiet sobs. It is... Everyone grieves differently, I guess. Maria. She couldn't be here. She didn't want to see her mother's body. I mean, I don't blame her. Anyway, I'm pretty impressed with the food. Did you try the omelette? I don't know. I wouldn't be able to eat at an open casket funeral. I mean, I guess it's a small room, so I'm not sure, but if it was outside or something, it doesn't look like her at all. Jeez, I was hoping for a funny little fun game that I could do on stream and not stress about. why I thought that this game would fit in that bill. This is a shorter gap. In days. It was February 28th. Okay. Oh lord. His name is Chad Grant. Anyway, we are pleased to bring on the Rosen Daughters as part of Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. They will be another institution among hundreds of other properties owned across the country. Jesus Christ, my words. But of course, as part of the adjustment process to the Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. culture, there will be a number of changes that will come to Rosen Daughters. We will be sending out the memo regarding the specifics and detail of these changes, and we expect them to be followed impeccably. Glad to be leading the way for Rosen Daughters from now on. Ugh. Can I just say, first off, this is bullcrap. Knowing that how these corporations run, I wouldn't be surprised if they're monitoring our emails now. No, okay, I don't really believe that. I'm just upset. I get that Amy didn't have much of a choice. You can only fight a huge corporation from taking all of your business for so long. This isn't 6 feet under. And they just swooped in, and now we have to deal with their BS practices. They're colder than the corpse I picked up from the morgue this morning. Who charges this much for funerals? It feels dirty and exploitive. Let's grab a drink after work. I need to blow off some steam, and emails aren't really the most appropriate place to do this. Too late for me, I guess. P.S. If you're reading this, Hillside Overlord, good. So, let's check. Call us for a quote. Oh. They don't even have a, like, they have the, they don't have the numbers on there, right? And it's kind of like, it's not nice. I don't know. He was right to say it was dirty and exploitive, you know? Anyway, you're invited to a death cafe. Come increase awareness of death with a view to helping people make the most of their finite lives. Come join us, have a tea and cake, and talk with others about our thoughts, fears, and illuminations on death. The founder of the Death Cafe movement, John Underwood, once said, when people talk about death and dying, it tends to illustrate their humanity. See everyone at the Upside Down Jar next Thursday. That sounds so interesting, actually. I thought she was in London. Anyway, can't really write much right now. I have a lot of work I have to do with an inguinal hernia from 1750. It's the oldest in our collection, and you can even see this bit of paper the surgeon put in after removing the hernia. Super cool. I'll send you the link when we have it cataloged. What is my life? What is the sentence I just typed? But anyway, this event I'm forwarding you is taking place near you. Figured you'd be into it. Might help with that feeling of restlessness you were talking about before. Could be good to talk about some of the things you're feeling. Lots of death positive people here. Sounds like it'll be a safe space. Interesting. Because, like, you would think that, if you worked in a morgue, you wouldn't want everything you do to have to do with death. But also, people don't listen all the time if you do, like they said before about, being nervous around the topic. Even just talking to similar people might help, I suppose. Alright. Different funeral traditions. Funeral rites, even in our own culture, may be something many of us may be unfamiliar with. For many people, all they know of funeral traditions are what they've seen in the media, and I think this goes without saying, funeral rites and traditions aren't the same across the board. Different cultures have different protocols for cleaning the body to different aspects of the service itself. Religion provides different paths for dealing with death, but the goal is almost always the same, offering support, guidance, and ease to the people who are grieving. Jeez. Bleh. In Judaism, interment, I'm not sure, usually begins immediately after somebody has passed. Up until burial, the body is never supposed to be alone, so often families will appoint a shomer, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, a guardian to remain with the body. Preparations for burial begin as soon as possible in Muslim traditions as well. Local Islamic community organizations are also often involved and help the family make arrangements for the funeral service and burial. But not all practices are strictly religiously focused. In the aughts in South Korea, the amount of graveyard spaces began to shrink drastically, causing a law to be passed that required families to remove a loved one's body from its burial place after 60 years. Jesus. It's kind of sad. Many families begin to cremate more often, but there are also companies that compress remains into beads in turquoise, pink, or black. Called death beads. This also occurs in North America, Europe, and Japan, but remains much more common in South Korea because of the space issue in graveyards and the expenses of cremation. She was talking, Jen Love was talking about that in her email, and I do think that's interesting. Not all practices are somber either. Ever hear of the turning of the bones, or, oh, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that, Famadihana? A ritual by the Malagasy people of Madagascar. Famadihana has families return to an ancestral crypt, exhume the bodies wrapped in cloth before dancing with the bodies to lively music. This practice is a celebration, remembrance, and way of keeping the deceased involved in family news. Death can be a difficult time for many people, obviously, but that doesn't mean there isn't a beauty in the ways we choose to honor and celebrate our deceased. Interesting. See, it is a little morbid to dance with a dead body. I'm not gonna disrespect someone else's religion or belief, I guess, but I don't think I would want to do that, personally. I don't know. Maybe it's not as bad as they're kind of making it out in the email. Anyway, I want to look closer at this. Yeah, so they changed the sidebar. Rose and Daughters is the newest funeral home to join Hillside Heritage, proudly serving 56 different communities nationwide since 1964. Rose and Daughters features several available packages for burials and cremations, a spacious visitation suite for added comfort, and catering available on the side. Rely on our dedicated and friendly staff to help you with your funeral needs, whether you need our immediate assistance for a loved one or would like to pre-plan your own final arrangements. So they have a bronze, silver, and gold package, and you have to call for a quote. And then they have the stars, so it's like the more people you have, I think all three of them are subject to additional fees and taxes. And for the gold one, they have payment plans available, which is, it's very deceiving because it's like the first one is for a smaller group, which makes sense. It says an intimate gathering. And then you have a small but special, but the gold funeral package is the best give your loved one the best with the best we have to offer. A large gathering to celebrate your loved one. So it makes it seem like, getting a gold package is better. You should do that. You should have more people. It's the best we have to offer. And then they get more money by doing that. And that's deceitful and bad. Deceit is bad, y'all. Anyway. Oh, God. Okay. Cremation. Thank you, Mr. Grant, for agreeing to take care of Jocelyn's cremation. The bike accident was more than I was expecting. I know she wanted to be cremated. To be honest, lost my phone. Oh, good lord. And then the file thing comes up again. Anyway, I know she wanted to be cremated, and to be honest, I don't think I could bear seeing her like that after what happened. So, forward from Chad that says, first of all, calls me Charlotte, which I don't enjoy. Below are the details for our next client. Ensure you follow the requested specifications exactly. After you are done, I will review your work in order to properly evaluate you at the end of the month. Disgusting, and I hate this man. Immediately. But yeah, so cremation. I mean, cremation isn't that difficult, so I'm not sure why they've decided that he has to come in and evaluate and, like, be an asshole. I don't know, like, it still can go wrong, but... Alright. I also like that they still give me things on top of the screen, even though, like, I fully... I don't know, like, he's judging me on doing my work correctly, and then it's, like, very clearly not that difficult because I have instructions the whole time. But whatever. Should we do a vigil at the spot? Careless drivers, I swear to God. I'm not entirely sure what that means. I guess it was a bike accident, so having some kind of thing at the spot that happened. Glad I'm here, but why? I just need a glass of wine and to binge watch something right now. Yeah, makes sense. I have to go through all of her things. How am I supposed to decide what to keep? If you need help, I can help. No, thanks, I mean, but no. I don't know. It's so intimate. Feels like I should do it myself. She would kill me if others saw the things we have. Huh, yeah, she was kind of a closed book, except to you. Yeah, she was special. Wonder if that's, if they were in a relationship or if they're sisters. I don't know. But, yeah. Figuring out what you take is wild. I have some stuff from family members who have passed away, and it's always very strange to think about, you know? Anyway, she was always so careful, wore her helmet, signaled you to use the bike lanes. Asshole drivers, they need to pay attention. Have you heard what's happening to the driver? No, I haven't wanted to ask Leah. This has been hard enough on them without asking the legal ramifications of all this. Yeah, after all this, let's see what we can do to help them. Shouldn't deal with the death of their partner all by themselves. Aww. It's sad as hell. Her partner, or their partner, just passed away. But yeah. So glad it was a cremation. I would have lost it seeing her body. Jeez, this game is making me a little sad, actually. March 24th, so several, like 3 weeks later, I believe. Please stop the email notifications, oh my god. Oh no. I wonder, are these in, like, so that's March 24th, 8 a.m. I'm just, okay, so this one is the first one. Well, not, but there's no, because it says as stated in a previous email. I just was wondering if the previous email was here or if it was something else. It was, yeah, the one from March 3rd or whatever. Okay, so, Chad Grant to Rose and daughter staff. Hello, as stated in a previous email, here are the new The rules and code of conduct I expect you to follow from now on while being on any premises belonging to Hillside Heritage Enterprises Incorporated. First and foremost, there's a required uniform and strict dress code from now on. Second most importantly to this is that no tattoos are to be visible. If you have visible tattoos, ensure they are properly covered and hidden. I believe the main character has tattoos on her arms. I was noticing that in the sprite, but I didn't think it would come up, so I didn't mention it. And now it has come up, so that's cool. When speaking with customers and clients, consider the opportunity to upsell, i.e., always encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase the higher quality package. We find that encouraging loved ones to think of the comfort and style of the deceased as an experience with no price limit on it. Shut up! Shut up, Chad. God. Additionally, food is no longer allowed to be brought in. Instead, encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase our premium sandwich and appetizer food package. Our partner Catering Concepts provides the highest quality food that will be delivered weekly from their factory and can easily be defrosted the morning of the funeral. Disgusting. I expect all of the above changes to be instituted effective immediately to ensure a smooth transition to the highest quality services Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. is known for. So, the first one, they brought in food specifically. Like homemade food, and they really appreciated it. Now we can't do that. You have to get, because it's more lucrative, you have to get food from the partner company. Also, the first one, they didn't embalm the body, which is, I wonder if they will say that we can't do that now. There is an email about green burial policy, so I'm curious what that's going to say. Encouraging to upsell. That is something that I think, at least I hope, isn't, it is disgusting and a horrible practice, but luckily it can be subjective, so you can say, oh well, I tried but they didn't want to, and you don't really have to say anything at all about it, unless they are also there watching, you know? Or even just saying that you forgot. That's something that you can kind of do yourself, but still is a very sleazy practice and is done by a lot of sleazy people. And then also the tattoo thing is stupid. And there was also an email about uniforms and how uniforms are dumb and sexist. Anyway, Charlie, I need a drink, beer after work. Also, I really want mozzarella sticks. I can be both hungry and hangry. No, I will not say hangry ever. I don't think hangry is... hangry does bother me as a phrase. Oh, God. Okay, hello, Charlotte. I reviewed your request on behalf of a potential family inquiring if we at Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. can and will perform green burials. I should have informed you of this in the beginning, but we do not perform green funerals as they are not cost effective. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Sorry. Employees and subsidiaries of Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. must comply. We do not, or all employees and subsidiaries, must comply. We do not wish to lose potential customers, though, so do try your hardest to convince families requesting green burials to instead choose a traditional burial package, complete with embalming, caskets, and vaults. Disgusting. Disgusting. I trust you will not lose any customers. I trust you will ensure we do not lose any customers, Charlotte. Interesting. This is an interesting story, to be fair. About capitalism. Alright. The idea of a home funeral is apparent for many, especially the deceased with somebody very close to you. The idea of keeping them at home until they are ready to be buried or cremated can be comforting. It wasn't that long ago that we were taking care of our own deceased, but nowadays people are quick to pass off their loved ones to a funeral home. Most families aren't given the option and assume this is mandatory. Funeral homes will almost always prepare the deceased using embalming and other methods to make them appear more alive. But isn't this process counterintuitive to the bereavement process? Being around the deceased allows the bereaved to spend a longer period of time with their loved one's body, which can help them mourn or give opportunities to family members and friends to see the deceased one last time before they are taken to be buried or cremated. The idea of keeping the deceased body at home might sound gross, but it's important to understand that decomposition takes a long time. You can further slow this process by keeping your home cool and dry. To be around loved ones and see them decay naturally is an important part of the grieving process. Home funerals aren't just more intimate, but they are economical. A traditional funeral, complete with the body preparation, service, flowers, cards, and many other hidden costs and fees, can cost upward of $70,000 to $100,000. No, $7,000 to $10,000. Jesus. Dollars. When you're able to take care of your loved one by yourself to wash and dress them, organize their viewing from home, the only cost remaining is entirely in the burial or cremation itself. So yes, so oh Lord. Good Lord. I think the prices previously were around 6,000, 4,000. It was like 1,700 for cremation, and then the other two were for the other opener closed casket. It's not really important. I do understand that with there's just a lot of other stuff than it's not just the upfront fee. Even with small homes, there's probably other fees, so it could be in that price range of 7,000 to 10,000. But it did seem like this funeral home, before it was acquired by Hillside, was on the lower end of prices and still did not get enough business. Okay. However, it's important to understand that different rules apply given on what state you live in. In all states, it is legal to have your loved one's body at home. In all states, it is legal to have your loved one's body at home after they die. States like Alabama, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Nebraska, New Jersey, and New York require a funeral director's involvement, from signing the death certificate to overseeing burial cremation. But you can still have it at home, but you have to have a funeral director with you. If this is a route you decide to go for yourself or your loved ones, make sure that you follow everything by the book. But just know that this may be an option available to you and your loved ones if you so choose. I would not want to do that personally, but I do think it is. I'm just looking for different changes. I do think it's interesting and good to have the option. I think different people have different. Oh, I forgot to click this one. Anyway, I mean it's short. Dr. Zaius, I don't know who that is. I just saw a video of a gorilla walking on its hind legs, like a human being, Charlie, a human being. We as a species have seen the beginning of our end. Okay, bro. Okay. Another email from Chad. Charlotte, I'm proud to announce that Hillside Heritage Enterprises Incorporated received a contract with the city to dispose of any unclaimed bodies. This is an important revenue stream for us, as I'm sure I don't need to explain to you, Charlotte. Although Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. is being paid a decent wage from the city for these services, cremation is preferred here. It is the most cost-efficient of the two options. The first unclaimed body we will be handling belongs to a middle-aged man, possibly homeless, whose body is yet to be claimed. No special preparations are needed for this cadaver aside from cremation. Disgusting, horrible, techno-bro, probably. But, like, seriously, this man is it Chad? Before we cremate, he doesn't have any valuables. Identification tag. He doesn't. I'm surprised he has one, because we don't know who he is. But okay. Yeah, Chad Grant is a techno bro and a disgusting little man who thinks that NFTs are worth time. Not to like. Why? Sometimes these don't want to be clicked. Not to go on an NFT rant. I just think that this Chad Grant is disgusting and I want to make fun of him. So, oh, I just walked into the tattoos are covered in the dress. Interesting. Oh. Oh, that's really sad actually. Oh. No one here. April 9th. So, not that much later actually. A couple weeks. Yeah, wait, let me see if I can look at her sprite real quick. If the email will stop being mean. Right, so yeah, tattoos on the arms. Can't see if there's anything else. Cool. Hello all, we are thrilled to announce that Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. subsidiary Rose and Daughters just signed a contract with Morning Valley Hospital allowing us access to all of the cadavers that come through their pediatric and maternity wards. We're excited for the opportunity to work with Morning Valley Hospital, which intakes over 100,000 patients and receives over $15 million in funding and donations annually. Disgusting. Disgusting little man. Disgusting man. This will no doubt be a boon for Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc.'s bright and sustained future. God, that name is horrible. Right, yeah. Charlie, it's official. I've put in my 2 weeks notice. You know how unhappy I am working for Mega Corporation 101. My skills, especially my driving ones, are useful in other professions. I'm not worried about myself. But you, I am worried about. You're too good for this corporate scum. You actually care about the people you work with and for. Don't let them defeat you, okay? And hard to use your skills in other places because, you know, it's dead bodies. Anyway, P.S. I'll bring beers over the next week and we can talk a bit more freely. I kissed her! Yes! I'm so proud of you, Jen. Anyway. Dating a special effects makeup artist, and she's like the coolest person I've ever met in my life. She totally loves Ava's possession, was equally freaked out by the possession scenes, but so utterly delighted the idea of a support group for people who have been possessed. That was your best recommendation in a while, Charlie. You were slipping there. I was getting worried you had lost your taste. But yeah, her name is Lily, and she's super death positive and isn't freaked out by my work, and also isn't too into it like the last dude I saw. Jason? Michael? God, I can't remember. Michael? I just really like spending time around her. I can talk about whatever I want and it's never a conversation stopper. She also totally gets what I mean when I say that working with death and spending so much time thinking about death actually makes me happier. It makes everything else feel much more worth it, you know? Memento mori or whatever they taught us in that one poetry class we took. We just clicked. Feels good. Fun and affirming like dating should be. I'm thinking of taking her to Maple Meadows. She's super into roller coasters, and I think the idea of sharing cotton candy, or maybe not, I don't want to throw up on the rides, is sickeningly cute. Maybe I'll kiss her on top of a Ferris wheel, be super corny and cliche for once in my life. Oh. Anywho, enough about me for now. I'm still kind of in shock from your last email. Do you think you're going to do it? You have my support 100% no matter what you decide. Interesting. Oh. Register a business. I was wondering what that tab was. Okay. Registering a funeral home. No more working for a mega corporation. Doing it yourself. Yeah, so if you're interested in starting a funeral services business, you have to fill out 11 permits. Lord. Business name, sole proprietorship or general partnership, etc., etc. Oh, there's just a really long scroll bar for no reason. There's nothing here. No business checklist, I guess. Okay. Alright. Water everywhere, not a drop to drink. Water cremation. Interesting. We can call it a few things like flameless cremation, bit of an oxymoron, but we'll let it slide. Perhaps more commonly, resummation. It's a technical name, though. Its technical name, though, is actually alkaline hydrolysis. Sorry. Whatever we want to call it, it's here, and it's environmentally friendly. It's an environmentally friendly alternative to traditional cremation. Lord, my words are bad today. And this is a lot of words to say, and not doing well with them. Sorry. Let me quickly do another thing. Shit's going too fast. Too much is happening all the time, every day. I don't know why I opened Discord in the middle of the conversation and then had to check Discord messages, but got distracted, I guess. Okay. Hydrolysis is when I'm not reading the email for this because I assume they'll explain it, but hydrolysis is any kind of lysis is breaking down, hydro is water, breaking down things with water, anything that breaks down in water. I assume alkaline is bases on the pH scale, so essentially putting something in bleach, but I'm assuming it's not actually bleach, it's just kind of a really strong, not acidic, the actual opposite of that, really strong basic, I guess, substance that actually hydrolysis, I believe, is breaking down with water, but it could also be breaking down things apart from water. We'll read the email now. Anyway, for the sake of this email, we'll call it water cremation. Jeez, words. We all know that traditional cremation and burials take a huge toll on the environment, the high energy consumption that adds to greenhouse gas effect being chief among them. Sorry. And water cremation is an alternative method available for the eco-conscious among us. How does it work? It's basically a water-based chemical process that uses really strong alkali and water heated up very high, about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. It basically works like a sped-up version of natural decomposition. The excess water gets put through the same water treatment process as any sewage water in a factory, and alkaline hydrolysis uses significantly less energy than traditional cremation processes. Neat, huh? It's been around for a bit, and in some places became legal around the end of the first decade of the aughts. Aughts? What is that? Anyway, not a bad alternative for those who don't want their death to have any greater impact on the environment than necessary. That is interesting. Interesting. Okay, down here. Dear Mr. Grant, regarding the last time we spoke, my daughters and I would still prefer to host a home funeral ourselves and take care of my wife here until she's ready to be buried. Just want to make sure she's taken care of. Her heart attack was so sudden and we don't know what to do. We just want to make sure she has a proper send-off. Dear Mr. Demka, I understand your desire to keep your wife at home, but I assure you the best way to honor your wife is through a traditional funeral package instead. I promise your wife's funeral will be a beautiful, intimate gathering where all of her beloved friends and family can come together and say their goodbyes. The standard embalming will follow for everyone to view your wife, ensuring that everyone can see her one final time as she was, beautiful, peaceful, and courageous. Letting us take care of the food, our prepared food service will ensure you don't have a single thing to worry about on this day. You and your daughters are going through a hard time right now. Let us hear it. Rose and daughters make this difficult time a little easier for you. Okay, we'll take the traditional funeral package. Thank you for considering us in this hard time. Jesus. Charlotte, I see you are not able to convince the Dimka family to take a standard funeral. I had to contact them myself in order to not lose this sale. Please read the enclosed emails for a lesson on how to properly upsell potential customers. I don't want to see that we've lost any customers because of your refusal to upsell. That is part of your job. Shut the front door. I hate this man. I hope the register business thing works out. It's frustrating to see people not respecting. You know, deceased family has asked for an open casket funeral. No, they have not. They've not asked for this. This was not asked for. This was forced upon them. And also, Mr. Grant, Mr. Chad, is not, he's not even the one doing the embalming. He doesn't even understand how, like, he's so removed from it that he doesn't even have to worry about it. And it's upsetting. It is really upsetting to do this and fully know that this is not what they wanted. That's why I didn't want to do this with the suicide before. I understand that legal things, you know, exist, but it's when you're dead, you can't speak for yourself, obviously. And it sucks. Though I do wonder if she wanted an at-home funeral, or if that was the family's. Oh, I didn't check what it said there. If I click this, please. Who it said would be taking care of the makeup, because I know my friend has quit. It's so cold in here. I think they have the air conditioning on too high. Yeah, let's go for a walk later. It's really nice out. Would be good to stretch my legs. Maybe it's... I'm starving. Why do these things always make me so hungry? You're always hungry. I wonder who it is that is the family of the deceased. This feels so impersonal. She would have hated this. Yeah, but I don't know. They must have had their reasons. Oh, hey, what did you think of that trailer I sent you? But yeah, I've heard the one show is so good. I saw that video of the one kid actor doing karaoke. They must have had their reasons. Did you think we'd do the right thing? I feel bad not doing what Mom asked for. I know, honey, but what that Chad guy said seems right. We don't want to dishonor her memory by letting her rot. Yeah, I just want Mom to know I loved her. Wish I hadn't yelled at her before. Shh, it's okay. She knew you loved her. Fights happen. Please don't be hard on yourself. Yeah, I'm gonna miss her. Me too. Shit, this sucks. This feels bad. Knowing that I couldn't have not done this, I would have lost my job otherwise, but... Oh, we're skipping August. Alright. Yeah! Oh, mushrooms. Anyway. Yay. Okay. Magnolia Forest. Okay. Charlie, dear, I'm so proud of you. I knew there was something special in you when I hired you for Rose and Daughters. If there's anything I can do for you, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm always happy to help. You'll never believe what new job I am working now. Open this email to find out. Hey, Charlie. When I first became a hearse driver, I was told that my most important job wasn't steering, it was sympathizing. I respectfully disagree, and thankfully, I concentrated on my driving skills since I'm now working as a, wait for it, bus driver. A school bus driver, Charlie. Can you believe that? Pretty sure I said, if I said the most important part of my job now wasn't steering, I'd be fired immediately. I didn't know how else to tell you. For some reason, I was worried you'd think less of me, but I don't know why. You've never been the judgmental kind. Besides, corpses are way easier to deal with than children. Screaming children, I might add. I actually love it. These kids can be pretty cute, but don't tell Amy I told you that. She was always harping on me for not having any kids, and for being all cynical about them. Congrats on your new business, Charlie. I'm proud of you. I'll swing by your new place one day and show you my new wheels. Maybe we can grab a bite to eat. Be seeing ya. Congratulations on your new business! From Jen Love. Charlie, I'm so happy for you. I know it's been a rough year for you. Seriously, I think our white intake saw a bazillion% increase, but you stuck through it all like a champ. You deserve this. Finally being your own boss is a great move for you. No more having to explain anything you don't want to do. I'm trying not to be too cheesy right now. Can't wait to be home next week for our visit and to check out your new space. Always, Jen. P.S. Have you heard about these green burial pods? When I find the link in my 1 million open tabs, I'll shoot it over to you. So, Magnolia Forest. Yes! Oh, wow. Okay. It's very cheap. Magnolia Forest, named after magnolia trees that surround the funeral home, specializes in home funerals and green burials in our natural burial park. Our goal is to empower families and encourage them to have a close relationship with death and the dying process. The death of a loved one can be a confusing and sometimes traumatic time. We want you to feel fully involved in your loved one's death care decisions. Whether you're looking to care for your loved one from the comfort of your home, be present during their cremation, or bury them in our natural cemetery, Magnolia Forest is here to work with you and provide these simple but intimate and meaningful options. Natural Burial Park. Our natural burial park allows the body to return to earth and recycle naturally. It is intended as an environmentally sustainable alternative to existing funeral practices. Our park has room for bodies of all sizes and ages, as well as beloved pets. Our families also have the option to bury their loved ones themselves if they so choose. We believe in being transparent about our prices and practices. We are happy to help. We are happy to explain all our prices, work within your budget, and hope to make you feel comfortable and confident in your decisions. Let us know if we can answer any of your questions. So home funeral is only $1,000. Technically, it is at home, but in states where legally you have to have a funeral director involved for all parts, that would probably be a good way to do so. Green burial and service, $22.50. Direct cremation. Infants are buried at no charge, which is interesting. I never really considered that, but there must be people who do want that. Alright. Dear Charlie, today's the day already, isn't it? I can't believe how quickly this has come up. Thank you for your understanding for your work. You've made today easier already, so you won't be on the season. So I don't know where I'm going now. The new office, so I don't know what anything looks like. Oh. say shoveling like that? I'm sorry. This shouldn't be funny. This hurts. I thought it'd be easier, but it's not. It hurts so much. But I thank you for helping me give her the funeral she always wanted. Anyway, I think we're ready to get started. A Mortician's Tale. That's it. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. It wasn't what I expected. I was kind of expecting more of the art style of the cover. But this is very, very... I like that. I'm Hermit? Sorry. Anyway. Yeah. I'm not sure how long... Oh, the pets! That's very cute. I'm not sure how long the credits go on for, so I am going to leave... Yeah, that's... Okay. I'm just gonna leave them. I like the music. The music is very nice and enjoyable. Thank you for playing. Yeah. I did really enjoy this. And it was a perfect length for a game today. So I do have to get off pretty soon. I was hoping to go do something with my mom actually. And yeah, 2 hours exactly. So pretty good, all things considered. So I hope everyone enjoyed. This is going to go up on my VOD channel, which everything is back up on now. I had everything kind of hidden. Sorry. Yeah, I had everything hidden on my VOD channel briefly. It was partially because of, I don't know, just applying to colleges and applying for jobs and thinking, oh god, I don't want people out there to see stuff about me. But I don't think it actually is that big of a deal. And at this point, if someone sees something and says, like, I can't go to college now or get the job, then I'm okay with that, I think. It worried me for a while, but it's back now. Everything's back. People can watch stuff. And not sure if there's anything else I want to talk about. I did want to talk about myself more, but the game kind of took over that, and I don't mind. So this will be it for today. Glad everyone was here. Not sure if anyone was here. No one chatted, and that's the only way I can see if people are here, other than like opening the separate screen. So but still, if you're watching on the VOD channel, then hello. I'm glad you're here also. So yeah, bye.